keys to the streets. Hey, I got the keys to the streets. Hey, I got the keys to the streets. Hey.
Let's take this overboard now. I want you to breathe.
Welcome back to my channel, period. Hey sis, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a highly requested video because y'all have always asked me since I posted my apartment tour of basically how I moved into my apartment at such a young age, also being a teen mom, and how I'm able to afford things, how I'm able to furnish my apartment and do this and that and the third. So this video, I'm gonna break down everything that I did to get this apartment, the struggle of getting this apartment because it wasn't easy, giving y'all tips on everything. Literally, I'm gonna go in detail. I got my notebook right here, so we finna get to it. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button and turn on your post notification bell so you can always be notified when I post a video. Make this intro sweet and short, so let's get into it. Y'all, so the first thing that I want to talk to y'all about is savings and income. First, you need a consistent income. If you are planning to move out, you have to have money. So you need a consistent income, whether it's a job or whatever. I'm going to be basically comparing a lot of stuff to my personal life, and so that y'all get an idea of what I'm trying to say. So my consistent income is YouTube. And I also have different sources of income. So I have YouTube that pays me a check. I have a part-time job, and then I have my online business that I do. And I have those side hustles, like I do intros and stuff like that. So, but my main source, my huge source of income is YouTube, my part-time job, and then my business. So I have consistent income always coming in, and YouTube plays a big part of why I'm able to get a nice, decent looking apartment, because they cut me a check. You feel me? So you want a decent job. Now I am 19. I have 2 kids, so I have a lot of responsibilities that I still have to pay for. Rather, it's just not just me, it's bills on top of that, and then I have to buy diapers, wipes. But you know, I'm not solely doing it by myself because their dad is still in the picture, but I am a single mother, so I do this household thing by myself and taking care of them by myself. So that's where budgeting comes in. So say you don't have an apartment yet, you want to basically budget your money. If you don't have an apartment, you're staying with your parent, you're staying with somebody, and you really don't have to pay rent. So if you're not paying rent, now if you are, that's a different story, but if you aren't paying rent where you're living now, save 3/4 of your check. You want to save as much money as you possibly can, because you really don't need that money. That's money that can go into other stuff later on once you get your apartment. But when you're saving, save at least a good 3/4 of your check, because it's easier to rack up that money, and it's gonna pay off in the long run. If you don't have to pay rent, then you really don't need to be blowing money if you're trying to get an apartment, if you're really serious about getting an apartment. Also, if you have kids like me, what I would do is put 3/4 of my check away, my 1/4 of my check, let it only be with I need essential needs. If they need Pampers, wipes, baby food, milk, essential needs for you, just only use that 1/4 of your check for essential needs. Budget your money out like that. Now this is only when you're saving up for an apartment. Now this is not how I budget now that I have my apartment. There's no way that would even work. But this is only if you're trying to save up for an apartment. Make sure you store away 3/4 of your money. Now getting a savings checking account helps too. You can save your money putting in a piggy bank. I don't really recommend doing that, because when you really look at money, you are urged to spend it rather than it being in a savings account, and you're just, you're not really that, you don't have that urge to really want to spend it. Saving 3/4 of your check is going to help you be able to get your apartment. When you're saving up your money, you want to make sure you know how much you're saving, how much you have to save up, because you're not just going to be saving money and then boom, let me get an apartment. So you need to know exactly how much you want to pay for rent, how much electricity is going to be, how much, the utilities that's included with the apartment. So this is what I definitely recommend, is going out and and apartment hunting. Now, don't go out just going to anybody's apartment or doing an application online and without looking at a tour first. You want a tour, you want to view everything, you want to ask questions, you want to make sure that this apartment that you're getting is going to be something that you're going to like. You want to ask them what utilities is included, because let me tell you, baby, I pay all utilities, water, gas, electric, and rent. And it can break your back. You feel me? So like, you want to make sure you are going to be able to afford that, and that, you know, because some apartments just come with rent and electricity, and that's it. I was in an apartment that I only paid electricity, and it was heaven. But now I'm paying all utilities, and it's like, oh my God, this is like a lot. So make sure you always ask some questions like what utilities is included, and make sure you just basically, each apartment, you write their apartment name, their listing of what utilities included and how much they price range, so you can be able to budget and see if you can really afford it with your consistent income. If you think you're not going to be able to afford it, please do not buy it, because nothing is worse than an eviction and you getting kicked out, and then now you have an eviction on your record. So make sure you're budgeting your money like, oh, am I going to be able to survive? You don't want to live off to check for check. You don't want to be able to just pay your rent and just, that's it. Pay your rent and your bills and you can't really survive, like nothing to eat. Because you got to think about food, groceries. Are you going to be able to put groceries in your house? Are you going to be able to buy clothes? You know, you need essential needs. So you want to make sure you're able to survive in the apartment you want. Also, a good advice is your first apartment does not have to be luxurious. YouTube has fulfilled this conception of everybody just having a luxurious apartment. My house ain't even luxurious, but it's nice. It's perfect for me. But YouTube has filled everybody's heads up with they have to have their first apartment be luxurious. It does not have to be luxurious. We are young. I'm 19. This is my second apartment. Hey, I'm still not up to the luxurious. You just got to build your way up. You don't have to head over heels to something luxurious and you can't afford it, and then you know you don't want to go through that. Okay, make sure it's something you can afford. So a huge tip, make sure you're moving when you're ready. Don't move because your friends is moving into their apartment, your cousin, your auntie, your uncle, or because people telling you to move. Move because you're ready. Now if you have no choice but to move, that is just, I understand that, child. I get that. Okay, I've been through there. But if you're just moving, you can stay where you're at, and they're letting you stay where you're at, your parents, whoever. Don't move because you feel like, oh, I can't take it no more. Move because you're ready, not because you want to move. Move because you're ready to move and you're capable of moving alone by yourself. There are hella cons of living alone. One, you get lonely, and it does get lonely unless you have like friends coming over. But like I said, I'm a homebody. I don't like people near, so like I don't like people in my house. Like I don't like bringing everybody in my house, so I sometimes get lonely. I'm not gonna lie. Also, you want to move because you're ready, because you don't want to get evicted if you can't pay rent and you're not ready, and then you evicted, child, because ain't nothing like an eviction notice on that door and you gotta go, and it's like, girl, that's not good. You can get homesick. You are so used to living with your parents and them doing stuff and paying bills that you can go be homesick. You can miss them and stuff at times. So make sure that you're moving because you're ready. I can honestly say that I moved from my old apartment when I was with my baby daddy. But before then, when I did move in with him, I wasn't homesick at all. I was actually happy as hell that I was out of my mama's house, because I just, some people just don't click, and I just couldn't click, so I had to clack and get out of there. So now that I'm in my own stuff, it's even better, because like I have my own rules. I can do whatever I want, and live freely. So yeah, now that we talked about saving your money, saving how much money you need to save up to get an apartment, apartment touring, moving when you're ready, the cons of moving when you're not ready, let's talk about budgeting and how to budget once you get your apartment. So first off, you need to be able to calculate how much your income is whatever your job is, how much monthly you're making, right? You want to calculate that at the top. So below that, you want to put your rent. So minus your rent from that. You also want to minus your utilities. Okay, then you want to subtract out money for how much you're going to spend for groceries, and then another one for like essential needs. You want to subtract all that out, and you want to see how much you have remaining. All that remaining, you either can save it for next month's rent, or you can use that for splurge money. So you want to be able to make sure that you have a good enough much money, if that makes sense, a good enough amount of money to either splurge or put on to next month rent. Cause ain't nothing better than leftover money that you can do whatever you want with it. So that's how I budget. I basically take how much I make that month. I subtract my rent, my utilities, my groceries. I subtract my utilities, my groceries, my essential needs. And that essential needs goes in deep. My essential needs is like diapers, wipes for them, Pampers, all that good stuff. That goes under essentials, pads, tampons, all that stuff. I don't wear tampons, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. Essential needs, y'all. And I subtract that, and then whatever is left over, that's how much money I know I can splurge. So that is how I budget. It's different ways of budgeting. There's hella videos of showing you how to budget, but that's how I budget and maintain how much money that's coming in and out of my household. So a big question I get a lot is, how do I furnish my apartment? How did I, furnish my apartment the way I did? I would say I've been here for about 3 months, 3 or 4 months. I think I've been here for 4 months, maybe 3. I don't know, y'all. And basically, I had an apartment prior to this, and like I said, I used to live with my child's father. And all furniture in here I paid for at my old apartment. So I moved it into here, and then I built on top of that. Like I said, that splurge money that is left of your budget, that money is going towards furniture. So big things I already didn't have, like my headboard I didn't have. I only had to buy like a couch, not a couch. I had to buy my mattress and my bed frame. That was like the big furniture purchase. I bought a TV stand. I bought my dining room table. So basically, I didn't buy everything at once, y'all. It took me weeks, months to really get everything together and get big items. So you don't have to buy everything at once when you get your apartment. When I moved in here, I was sleeping on an air mattress. My kids had their crib and their bed, but I was sleeping on an air mattress. You want to start slow, y'all. You don't want to rush head over heels trying to decorate your apartment because you want it to look cute, and then you're broke and you can't afford rent. So you want to take your time. And taking your time is also a good thing because you can really sit down, relax, and see how you want things to look in your apartment. Big tips of how to get cheap, affordable furniture. Facebook Marketplace is like my best friend. Listen, y'all. You can find so many cheap furniture pieces from people on Facebook Marketplace that resell their furniture in good condition. And that's how you can really get, nice furniture pieces for the low. You can check out your thrift stores. I personally wouldn't say couches or nothing like that, but like wooden pieces, metal pieces. Hell, I got my coffee table from the thrift store. So stuff like that. Don't be acting like you too bougie to go, because I'm bougie child and I still shop at the thrift store, okay? It's also Ross, Burlington, TJ Maxx, little cheap places, y'all. You don't want to go all to the expensive places. Like, people be really going to expensive places. I got my bed set, my mattress, and my box spring from American Freight. Some people like to go to Ashley Furniture and spend $1,000 on beds, and I'm just like, ugh. Sis ain't finna break my pocket for no bed. Listen, the bed is a bed. We just gonna do what it do. My bed set cost like $600 in total. So just take your time, y'all, and make sure that you're really just doing it at your own pace. Don't rush it, okay? Because it's like rushing is not going to go out good, okay, y'all? So don't rush it. Really want to make sure I'm covering everything, because in my journal, that's about it. I did miss out the part of deposit. So when you do get an apartment, you do have to pay a deposit. Now, for this apartment, I got co-signed because I don't have credit history. I'm only 19, so my mom co-signed for this apartment. But my name is on the lease, so if that makes sense. Like, she co-signed as in, the co-signer, but is my, if that makes sense, y'all know what I'm trying to say. Basically, you just want to be able to afford deposit. Because my mom co-signed for my deposit, the deposit was cheaper. Now, my first apartment, when we did a deposit, my deposit was $1,000. So always be sure to ask how much the deposit is, because you always have to pay deposit and first month of rent. I had to pay first month and second month because the day I moved in was like a weird day where I had to pay both months and a deposit. My deposit, I believe, was like $200, $300, maybe less. So yeah, so deposit goes off of credit history. It goes off of other stuff too, but I think it mainly goes off of credit history. So make sure you have enough for deposit, and always have extra money, y'all. Having extra money for when you move in is like a blessing. You need to like make sure you have extra money, so when you have extra money, you can go buy stuff. Like, you know, it's just good to have extra money so you're not out here struggling and you're on your last dollar at your apartment. You feel me? So like, just move when you're ready. And I feel like my apartment tour kind of motivated a lot of people to want to get their apartment. And I definitely would say, word for advice, move when you're ready. Don't rush into something that you're not ready for, because being an adult is very, very stressful. I had to mature real early, obviously, because I have 2 kids and I have my daughter at 16, turning 17. It was really like I had to mature real fast, so I was able to get my stuff together and mature myself, and now I'm like on my A game. So I'm truly blessed that God has got me here to the point I am. But I definitely say prayer, humbleness, and all that got me here. So just make sure that you're just doing this at your own pace and not rushing it, because there's nothing wrong with living with your parents. Hell, if I could live with my mom, If I had a good relationship, like it was like good, peachy clean, we might be staying with my mom. But I honestly like my own space. I like my own freedom, and I just like where I'm at. I'm happy where I'm at. So yeah, make sure if you living good where you at, sis, you know, enjoy it, because once you get into your own place, it's like this is when the real world hits you. Yeah, y'all, I hope y'all enjoyed. If y'all have any other questions about me moving into my apartment, please comment down below and I'll be sure to answer them. And I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye.